Did you watch a lot of Flash back in the day, Gordo?
Oh, I did, yeah. Why they called me Flash Gordon.
No, that's because you used to expose yourself to children.
I thought it was just because I came quick, but okay, fine.
Welcome back, everyone, to S1E1, a show where each week we pick a different sitcom, watch just the first televised episode, forgetting anything we might know about the future run of that show, rate it and decide if it's a show we want to greenlight or cancel. This week we're going to be talking about Gary Unmarried. Gary Unmarried went 37 episodes over 2 seasons on CBS. They were talking about episode 1, which was called Pilot, originally airing September 24th, 2008. So to get things started, I'm Jay Gags. With me as always, the boys, most of them, Gordo, Berg, and Nick No-Joe this week. What's going on, guys?
Heyo.
Gibbity.
Hey.
So, before we even get into anything, I just want to apologize on Joe's behalf. This week, unfortunately, he was actually skateboarding, and when he was on a ramp, he fell and broke his wrist. So, well wishes to Joe. So, he won't be here this week.
Hey, get well soon, Joe.
Man, Jay, these excuses for him missing are getting way too far-fetched.
Hey, listen, I just tried to pass the news along. But no, as Gordo said, get sit to Joe. That's from all of us.
Right out the gate, I gotta say, this show is a delight.
Gary Unmarried?
It was, first of all, I know we're going around the horn on this usually. I had never even heard of this show somehow. Don't kind of remember it. The name, I guess, slightly rang a bell, but I knew nothing about this show.
That's kind of where I sit with it. So it was my pick, and I just click around sometimes, and I'm just trying to acquire shows and catch everything, and just kind of expand the list we have, so we have a pool to pick from. And I came across this one. I've always been a Jay Mohr fan, so I was like, oh, all right. So I downloaded the episode. I watched like a minute or two just to kind of see if it was the right type of show for us to do. And I was like, yeah, I want to pick this one.
It's just your classic sitcom, right? But like,
yeah.
There's this, I don't know how to explain it, but there's just like a really good vibe to this show. It's not without its problems. Don't get me wrong. I'm not fully tipping the hat here, but
Yeah, you are.
From CBS to last week, we did Shit My Father Said. Then this. Much better.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get into it as we go along. And like Nick said, not a perfect show. I mean, I kind of have a major complaint later on. We'll get into it. This again, the name rings a bell, but it kind of stops there.
And this went 2 seasons?
2 seasons, yeah.
It doesn't even ring a bell to me, the name. And I have that really stupid brain that like I remember stuff like this. So it's
You have
weird.
that sponge brain.
We've talked about this stuff before. This comes out in 2008. We are in our young 20s. We are not home ever watching TV anymore.
I am also a Jay Mohr fan, but off the top of my head, could not tell you another thing he was in. I'm on his IMDb right now, and I'm really struggling to remember like stuff he's done.
Saturday Night Live.
Well, I mean, like movies and TV shows. Like, also, when was he on Saturday? I know he was on it, but when was he on it?
Like 90s.
Come on, we talk about the movie all the time. Mafia, he's the main character in it.
Oh, that's true.
I must have not seen it.
You never saw Mafia? That's a conversation
Nick.
for another day.
I think I talked about this the last time we brought the movie up too. I have not seen that movie.
You know what's funny too? Like I've seen Jay Mohr pop up on like a few podcasts and stuff recently. Like I feel like he's just kind of catching a little bit of a resurgence. So it was kind of funny to find this as I was searching for some shows.
Oh yeah, he's got a pretty deep IMDb, much deeper than I would have thought.
Well, I am a more Jay fan.
Thanks. I will say, not everyone loved this show. IMDb 6.7, Rotten Tomatoes 24% critic, 50% audience. Now, granted, that's the show as a whole. We're only rating on episode 1, so maybe things nosedive because we've already kind of said like watching this episode was not the most unpleasant experience for us. So
yeah,
just flew by. When it ended, I go, wait, it's over?
It does have a pretty abrupt ending too.
Well, it's funny. I mean, for the most part, on the long end, right? Like the longest shows we cover about 30 minutes. And then, your classic sitcom sits at around 22. Sometimes you see 21. But most, the meat and potatoes of the shows we've done, 22 minutes. And it's so crazy how 22 minutes for some shows can feel like an hour and a half, and 22 minutes for others will feel like, a commercial.
Agreed.
It's all about the Ferg brings it up most of the time, but it's about the pacing. This one is just like go, 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 and it just works.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll get into it as we go along. It's not a ton happens in the episode. It's a lot of kind of just dialogue, and sometimes those dialogue heavy simple sitcoms can go by quick because it's not a lot of action. It's just conversation.
I wonder why, because you would think the opposite, because it's just dialogue. You have to focus. It's like, it's not stuff to like distract you.
I guess from my end, when I'm doing like notes, like I have to, like I'll have a transcript and then I'm writing in all the actions. But in shows like this, where it tends to be just a lot of conversation and not a lot of doing and moving, there's not a lot of extra notes I have to take. You know what I mean? It's just the conversation's happening and, someone might enter or exit a room and that's about it.
Back to Jay Mohr really quickly. I have a weird mashup of who he reminds me of. You ever watch somebody and you're like, oh, he kind of reminds me of this person. He reminds me of two people. I'm upset Joe's not here because you guys knew who Bradley Whitford is?
Nope.
He's
head.
the douche in Billy Madison, like the guy he's competing against in the end. But he was also
Eric,
one of the main characters of The West Wing, which I watched a bunch of times. He reminds me of Jay Mohr a little bit. Like they have like the same cadence, but it's almost as if Bradley Whitford and Kevin James kind of like ran into each other at full speed, and then like Jay Mohr appeared at the impact. I feel like I know it's a really weird abstract thought to have, but like that's how I feel. I don't know why Bradley Whitford was just like the first thing I thought of when I saw him.
It's not that's not clicking with me so much, but hey,
he doesn't look like him or anything. It's just like a lot of the mannerisms for some reason.
I do also want to remind everyone, S1E1pod.com is where you can go to find the links to all of our social medias, where to listen to us, our merch page, if you want to buy a t-shirt, anything like that. So S1E1pod is where to go for that stuff. So please give that a look and rate, review. Let us, hit us up. Let us know shows you want us to cover. And, maybe your pick will be in a future episode.
I forgot Jay Mohr was in Small Soldiers. He was the scientist that wanted to put the military chips in the toys.
I love that movie. We all used to talk about that all the time.
I forgot it was him.
It's been a long time. To jump right into the episode, starts off, first scene, it's morning, and Gary, who's Jay Mohr's character, and Vanessa, who's played by Jamie King, are like laying in bed together. Jamie King, first off, when I watched the episode the first time around, did not recognize her because I'm so used to seeing her blonde. And I just remember like her face looking familiar, but I couldn't place it. And it wasn't until I looked it up after watching it, was like, oh my God, she's been in like White Chicks she's been in a million things, but
I have no idea who she was.
You really?
Yeah, really. I don't know anybody from this show. I didn't even know the main character was on SNL.
I mean, that tracks.
Now, is she like on the show? Do you know if she on the show as a whole, or is this like a first episode pilot?
So, I mean, if you just go on IMDb and I'm just giving it it looks like she was like a season one. She was around for season one. So they're in bed together. You could tell like they, spent the night, and this is the next morning, and he's asking, please let me see it, please. And she's like, you've seen it. It's like, yeah, but I've never seen it in like the light. He's like, all right. But I was 18 when I got it. So she was talking about a tattoo. Well, they were talking about a tattoo. So she like gets out of like, from under the covers and like gets, stomach first on the bed. It looks like I'm assuming it's a lower back tattoo, but it might be on her butt somewhere in that region from the perspective we can see.
Yeah, somewhere there.
And apparently it's a pink skull tattoo. He's like, wow, edgy and feminine.
Would have been great if it was on her butthole.
I don't know if you could tattoo a hole. There's nothing there.
There you can. You can tattoo around it.
You can't tattoo in the absence of something.
Yes.
But you can tattoo. But the
you
butthole,
can't tattoo the gape.
No, you can't tattoo the gape. But maybe the hole was like her eye. Like the skull eye.
All right.
Then it would be off center, and that's just unacceptable.
That's true. Yeah, I don't think that's what happened. And she's going, shut up, it's slutty and you know it. He's like, no, you're not a slut. She's like, oh, really? I just spent the night with the guy that I hired to paint my condo. Like, well, that makes you more of a whore.
I let caught me off guard. It was very funny.
A little edgy for CBS, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for like an early, like, first minute in type of joke, for sure.
And I think it's funny. I was just surprised by the network.
This era of shows.
We've covered so much stuff now. Usually, when you catch a joke like that early on, it's like telling you, like, it's giving you a heads up, like, hey, we're kind of an edgy show. This isn't that kind of show.
No, not at
They're
all.
just not afraid to make that joke, but they're not forcing it like, hey, we're a push the envelope type of show.
That's like a Fox thing.
Fox does that a lot. Fox wants you to know that they're pushing the envelope the second the show starts.
So much so they had to make FXX.
Well, FX and then FXX.
Yeah.
What if they made
no, that's not
XXX?
Are they are they Fox affiliates, or am I just mixing that up because it's
It
FX?
was. I don't know if it was at one point for sure.
99% sure, yes.
That's also like there is a bit of doubt in my head, but for the sake of argument.
Pretty sure they all were Fox. Derivative.
No, if Gordo's pretty sure, then we're all wrong.
Yeah, it doesn't help. So he's telling her, hey, I have this enormous lake house that I'm painting for a guy who's out of town. How would you like to spend the rest of the weekend there with me? And she's like, wow, like I spend one night with you and you want to take me away for the weekend? I must have been pretty amazing. He's like, well, I'll have to check that videotape from last night. And until then, I won't know for sure. I will say, I don't to judge anyone, but she's hooking up with this guy for the first time and they're videotaping it.
I don't think they really were. I think he was just joking, yeah.
But I think it's even weirder that you have a one-night stand with someone and then ask them to go on vacation.
Yeah, that's almost
weird.
That's probably weird. Videotaping, yeah.
I mean, sometimes you just hit it off, though,
No sooner than they say that, you hear the sound of a door shutting downstairs. It's like, what was that? That was my front door. Is someone here? I hope not. And then you hear voices from downstairs. Hi, Dad, we're here. She's like, Dad? Okay, there's a few things I should have told you. Aside from owning my own painting business and all this boy's charm, I have 2 kids. And then you hear, Gary? And an ex-wife.
Is it at this point he says who might be Hitler?
She yells again that hey, we're 2.5 minutes into my time. And that's what he says, who might be a Nazi.
I know she doesn't take it well, but you would think that she'd assume he's cheating on his wife with her just by his reaction.
Well, right off the bat, he's saying it's an ex-wife. So it's not devastating news. Also, it's I don't know if I'm understanding correct. From this part to where we get later in the episode, at this point, it sounds like they just met and hooked up. They just met. So when were you going to tell me? I was going to tell you, I don't know, the next time when we weren't having sex. You just met him. It seems like a lot. If this was just kind of a random hookup, it's not well, here's my life story.
Yeah.
It's not that clear because, in the next scene, they're already working on our house.
Right. It's weird because obviously he was hired to paint her house.
Yeah.
And that's how they met and they end up, hooking up. We don't know if, the night before started as, he asked her on a legitimate date or if this just was, a flirty thing that turned into a physical thing right away.
Oh, this is a great shade of blue. Let's fuck.
I'm going to paint something else.
What?
Her titties.
Oh.
Come.
I thought he was going to say butthole again.
But yeah, no. So at this point, it's you didn't tell me. It's it's a first date, and he's not really doing anything wrong. He's divorced and has kids.
It sounds like they hooked up.
Yeah, that's the thing. To me, the vibe I'm getting was more this wasn't meant to be a serious thing. It kind of shifts as the episode goes on. And
also, is his bed in the middle of the room, not touching any walls at all?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
He's sleeping on an air mattress, too.
Is he? I didn't notice that.
I didn't catch that.
It looked like an air mattress.
I thought maybe it was a weird angle or something, and then at the last part of the scene in this room, the bed is just in the middle of the floor, which I thought was really strange. But I guess maybe because it sounds like we'll get into it, but it sounds like there may be an explanation for that.
they're talking, and he's like, listen, I'm not a liar. It's just, it just didn't come up yet. Again, you hear from downstairs, Gary, from his ex, he goes, I'm on the phone. And I don't know why, but that his panicky trying to navigate his ex-wife showing up while trying to explain to this girl the situation, and him screaming downstairs that he was on the phone, the way he did it caught me. I don't know.
He's a really good
laugh.
actor. I really like the way he seems to all his dialogue is really good, and he's just I don't know. He just seems really natural.
Yeah. So he's explaining, listen, I've only been divorced for 3 months, and I haven't seen anyone since we split, and I wanted to tell you, but you seem too good to be true, and I didn't want to say anything that was going to scare you away. It's like the tiny detail about you having a family. You didn't tell me you were double jointed. At one point last night, I thought I'd broken you. And she goes, well, I'm not double jointed. I just don't like to complain. So they had one hell of a night.
I mean, that's a trooper right there.
Yeah.
And it's funny knowing how this episode goes. This argument pisses me off now because it didn't bother me at the time when I didn't know.
We'll definitely talk about it. Yeah, it'll come up for sure. Yes.
You also can confirm it is not an air mattress. I just checked.
But is it in the middle of the room?
I think that's just a poor angle, but I can't tell. I'd have to.
It looked like an air mattress.
Because it is optically, it's set up in a way that because they go from laying in bed to then flipping, so they're belly down at the foot of their bed to when she initially moves to show the tattoo.
Yeah.
That perspective that they kind of wanted to move the camera, I guess, just kind of leaves you at an angle that's not typical from a bedroom perspective. So that's probably why.
Okay, now I can confirm that it is in the middle of the room and it's diagonal.
Yeah, so it's just there.
I don't know if you guys can see this angle.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's kitty cornered, and that's strange.
And not an air mattress.
No, but if you look at the scene where she's laying on her stomach.
Oh, this scene?
The same scene, yeah.
Yeah.
This scene that's clearly not an air mattress.
Looked like an air mattress. You know what? I'm not contributing anymore. I'm just going to say butthole jokes because I try and say something and then everybody tells me no.
It's not a debate, Gordo. It's not like one of those things where we're choosing to not believe you. It's factually just a mattress.
How dare you correct me when I'm wrong?
We're not disputing it because we want to argue with you. It's just what you said wasn't correct. That's all it is. It's not personal.
You know what, Gordo? You know how you can fix this? Be wrong less often.
You know what would help? If you watch the episodes before you record.
Yeah, it's not it's on your phone while you're doing dishes or some shit like that.
I was laying in bed with my doodle and I watched this on my phone in the bed.
Well, so now we cut to downstairs and we see Gary's kids, Louise and Tom, and they're in the living room as Gary's running down the stairs. He's like, hey guys, where's mom? It's she's in the kitchen. So he's like, all right, great. And then before he can run in, his daughter's like, hey dad, I got another picture of Al Gore to put up on my wall next to my bed. Oh wow, that's creepy, Louise.
I thought that was really funny. But I also, this is one of the things I didn't like about the episode. There's no payoff to this joke. It's just a weird thing she does with no explanation, really.
I think the payoff is she's just weird.
Well, yeah. But that's a weird thing to do.
I would say especially because it's 2008. You know what I mean? He ran for president 8 years before that 2000 election.
Yeah.
So it's not he's fresh in the minds anymore. He's kind of is he documentary Al Gore at this point?
I think so. I think the documentary came out around this time.
That might put him back in a little bit.
All right, so maybe if it's a pop culture thing that we're just too far removed from, then I'll give it the pass. But
we're kind of finding out her in general, and other names pop up. He's not the only person that's on the wall. So I think they're trying to tell you a little bit about the character here. Al Gore being the first name mentioned is maybe an odd choice for sure, but it is addressed when he says that it's creepy.
So Al Gore's An Inconvenient Truth was first shown at the 2006 Sundance Film Festival and then released in theaters in New York and Los Angeles in May 24, 2006.
So it's still 2 years, though.
Closer though, but he was still doing like speaking tours and like
He's
other
not, like,
stuff.
Yes, but I feel like even that window is a little bit on the far edge of like him being relevant second time around.
Yeah. No, agreed.
But the joke lands. It's not like it's he's not so obscure that we don't get it. So it works. It's supposed to be weird that this young girl has a picture of Al Gore on her wall. So it works.
And Mahatma Gandhi.
More like Mahatma Gandhi, right?
Well, we'll get into it. But right now, Gary walks into the kitchen. That's where his ex is. And he's going like, Allison, what are you doing? Like, it's not my weekend. And she's just like, hey, all you have in your refrigerator is 2 beers and a bottle of ranch dressing. He's like, yeah, I know. I'm running low on beer. Why are the kids here? I thought it was, again, we're crediting Jay Mohr with acting. I liked that joke it's like an obvious joke, but he delivered it nonchalant, which makes it less hokey,
Yes. Yeah. And that's kind of like Jay Mohr throughout this whole episode. Is like any other show, I feel like these jokes would be corny.
What's happening here is you're relying on the writing to be funny. You're not trying to be funny, which is what makes it work. Because sometimes you see people just trying to be funny and it comes off completely different, where here, and that's a product of the script you have, right? Like, you can't do that if the writing's not good. Here, I think he's giving good lines. I don't know if I'd have to check if he was like a writer on this episode or not. I don't think he is. But he's letting the dialogue get the laughs. He's not being like yuck to get it.
Yeah. I could easily see this joke be made on like Last Man Standing, and Tim Allen looks at the camera and like,
Allison's going over the schedule that they have. They have their alternating days and every other weekend. And while she's doing that, she's like going through his fridge. And when that's happening, you see Vanessa like from outside going down the back outdoor steps. Gary like runs over to shut the blinds over the door so she doesn't see, the girl that he had over. While she's going over the schedule, when this is all happening too, he says back to her like, yeah, we do every other weekend. You kept them last weekend on my weekend. It doesn't switch the weekends moving forward, which like I see his point in that instance. You know what I mean? Like all different people who, I feel like it's more common to have to co-parent than being with your, the mother or father of your children anymore these days. But like seeing other people, I'm not with kids, but I get his side of that. Like, hey, like I have in my schedule, my weekends are this weekend. And if you're planning things in advance, like, oh, I have them the 2nd and 4th week of August,
Also, not only that, she kept them so they could do a juice cleanse or something like that. It's like, It's okay if you want to do a juice cleanse. Don't force it on the kids.
Well, the thing is, regardless of the awful reason, that was supposed to be my weekend. You asked if you could have them. I said yes. But that doesn't flip every weekend in perpetuity unless we agree on that. You can't just assume now that I'm going to take them next weekend, because I might have plans the next couple of months out, you know what I mean, based on me knowing I have them every other weekend. So you can't just, flip everything on a dime now. That has to be discussed.
I get why he divorced her.
But I also feel like as I say that like that opinion is going to be so like polarizing that there's going to be people who are listening who drastically disagree with me. So I apologize if that is not how you feel, but in my mind.
No, I agree, but I also think that their schedule is way too overcomplicated.
It is super
every other day and this day, and then we switch in this, and it's like it's too much. Just have the same days each week.
Because it sounds as if they live close. You know what I mean? It's not so like travel doesn't seem to be an issue, and like having them sounds like, it's going to school. Like it's not like they're so far away that like things like that are an issue.
Yeah. I mean, they don't strictly say it, but it seems, because one scene he's there and it's the same day, and then he's back at his house shortly after. So I assume they're in the same town.
They must be.
That's the vibe I get, because we see both apartments in this episode. And it seems like it's pretty easy it could be neighboring towns or a couple over, but
yeah,
it doesn't feel as if it's a lot.
Yeah.
You mentioned the juice cleanse, and it was like a 12-hour cleanse. And she's like, I knew you weren't going to like follow through with it. And that's why I didn't want you to have them that week. And he's like, yeah, probably not. Because, when my kids are starving, I tend to feed them. Sorry if that makes me the fun parent.
So wait a minute. he was, not to talk about buttholes again, but she was giving them cayenne water so that they shat spicy water.
Yeah, that's I didn't get this either. The mother was forcing a juice cleanse on the kids.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's illegal.
Child abuse, isn't it?
Yeah, I
no,
don't
not
think-
necessarily. This isn't. Hold on, it's not torture, by the way.
Well, I'm sorry. Hey, let's have my kids drink cayenne water juice so that they shit out everything.
Toxins. Yeah, like clean out your system. Yeah, it's not like
Kids don't need that though.
It's definitely not something a kid would need. It's something that we have from years and years of toxins in our bodies.
when we get a vibe for her character, right? They're using this as an extreme example because you want to know what kind of parent she is. And I don't mean this in a like kind of like the almost near abusive line that you guys are kind of saying it. But throughout this, we find out like through therapy and through all this stuff, like she's very like cognizant of maybe to an over worrying point, but like she reads up on all these things for the kids, whether or not it's proper practice or not. But she's doing all these things that she thinks is best for them based on like research and not like instinct when it comes to parenting.
So I know that as a parent of a doodle, I would never make my doodle do a juice cleanse.
Shut up.
They walk out to the living room and that's where the kids are. And Gary's like, hey kids, throw away your books, get rid of your toothbrushes. You're with dad now. Now Louise, the daughter, is saying to mom like, hey, dad says my Al Gore picture is creepy. He goes, honey, it's not that it's creepy. It's just every inch of your wall in your bedroom is covered with pictures of either Al Gore or Mahatma Gandhi. Thank God you have that one picture of the guy from Entourage. And then she goes, that's Che Guevara, dad. I don't know what the actor's name is, Louise, but I'm just glad you have a crush on someone that's closer to your own age.
Now, I feel very uncultured because I have no idea who that is.
What?
Really, Ferg?
Hey, wait 1 minute, because he's giving me shit. Gordo, who is that?
Cuban revolutionary who was killed by Castro.
Are you like you're reading?
I'm not.
No,
No,
everybody knows that.
because it's history, I'll give Gordo the edge.
Yeah,
But take the fact that history is the topic out. That's a Gordo level question.
Yes.
He's like, you know, his picture from like the military shirts. It was always like the like kind of the monochromatic version of his face. Like,
Is he the beret guy?
Yes.
he also vaguely looks like Adrian Grenier.
yeah,
Oh, from Entourage?
yeah, that's the joke.
Yes.
That's who Gary thought was on his daughter's wall. And I love when she corrected him. He went, yeah, I don't know the actor's name.
Is she the girl from Entourage? The one that was like hooking up with Vince?
That doesn't narrow it down.
Oh, that could be one of 300 women throughout the course of that show.
No, but she was like a manager or something.
The agent that she left Ari for, you mean?
No, I don't think so.
And you're talking about his wife, because I think
I'm sorry. No. I know where I know Marshall from. She had a guest role as Iris West, the love interest of Flash, Barry Allen, in the pilot episode of The Flash in 1991.
Oh, I didn't know you just knew her by her last name. Like you guys fucking worked in the barracks together.
We do, yeah.
You just knew her as Marshall?
Yeah.
Did you watch a lot of Flash back in the day, Gordo?
Oh, I did, yeah. You know, Flash Gordon. Yeah. Why they called me Flash Gordon.
No, that's because you used to expose yourself to children.
I thought it was just because I came quick, but okay, fine.
By the way, the actress that I thought that I was asking about, that's Carla Gugino.
Cugino, yeah.
And then Allison steps in and goes, your father isn't criticizing you, Louise. He knows both you and Tom are going to have lots of healthy, wonderful relationships. And both kids go, we know, Mom. And they both leave. So you know that, like, again, she's a very, like, these are the books on how to deal with divorce and blah, blah, blah. So she's like, it's all very robotic, her style of parenting based on, not that she's not trying, but that's, her method is very...
She's kind of like helicopter-y.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
I don't know why the word helicopter wouldn't come to my...
You know, it's kind of a weird pull, but remember, like, in Rugrats, the mom, everything was, like, based on Dr. Lipschitz, and it was, like, everything, like, but all of
Yes.
her parenting
Yeah.
decisions were based on what she read from that one guy.
Yeah.
It feels like that in a way, where all of her decisions on how to deal with her children's emotions and stuff, like, she's aware and she's worried about those things, but everything has to be, like, dictated to her through book.
Yeah.
So when the kids leave, Gary's like, why do you say that kind of stuff to them? Like, his children of divorce are more likely to struggle with their own relationships, and there's a whole chapter on it and the rules for a perfect divorce. the book Dr. Crandall gave both of us to read. Have you ever even opened yours? It's like, why do I need to read it? I have the audio version seated on my couch.
I laughed at this. This was a good joke.
Again, knowing what I know, I'm very infuriated with this.
Yes.
It's like I kind of wish I watched the show twice because now going over it, knowing the end, is fucking everything's making me angry.
You shouldn't watch, like, that's the beauty of watching it that first time around, is anything that's being revealed to us later in the episode, you know, would change your perspective, you know, when you first watch it.
My perspective's changed.
He's saying, like, the kids are doing great. And she's going, well, have you noticed that Tommy's scared to death of girls? He's like, he should be afraid of girls. They pretend they like you and then they take all your stuff.
That one got me.
Yeah.
He's saying, well, Dr. Crandall and I have encouraged them to make female friends on Second Life. It's like the dorky computer game. It's an online society, Gary, okay? It's a safe place for him to meet other teens.
That's still a thing.
Just about to look it up because I meant to look it up during the episode and then I forgot.
I remember that was big in the early.
Second Life was big. I mean, The Office touched on it at one point, if you remember. And
yeah.
That's when Dwight had like a whole Second Life, but his Second Life was basically the same as his normal life.
Yeah, you can still play this game. That's crazy. You can I don't even think you have to pay for it.
Second Life, from what I understood at the time, I want to say like when The Office was talking about it was right around the same time here. It was like you could be a musician and put on real concerts for other people in that world. And like, it was very, like, I'm fully immersive. I've never played it.
Neither have I. I know nothing about it.
But it's just like any other, like, if you're into those kind of like, you know, games where you're like able to roam around, I feel like, I mean, you guys know I'm not much a gamer, but like, I guess like that does kind of like aid into like how I always just liked free modes in games and doing the creator modes and creating characters. So I guess like in that, it's kind of like The Sims, but amplified. So Allison's yelling to like, you know, whatever room the kids are in, like, bye kids, have fun with your dad. And then turns to him, I never did. He goes, come on, that's a lie. Like, we had fun. She's like, I know, but it felt good saying it. And it was like, all right. It was kind of weird. And then she starts quizzing him like, hey, by the way, which one takes ginkgo before bed? Ginkgo? What is it?
Ginkgo biloba.
Did you watch the episode? They say ginkgo a bunch of times.
I don't know what it is, though. So you can say it 3 times. Doesn't mean I'm going to know the product well enough.
It's a supplement. It's called ginkgo biloba. It's supposed to help you with, I think, anxiety. And like, it's like a nootropic.
I've heard it, but again, it was... And you can watch the episode and not know if it was ginkgo or jinko.
Well, they said ginkgo. They did not say jinko.
Yeah, of course, because it ended up being the proper word, but...
You don't remember that he was like, make sure they wear their Jinko jeans. Like,
yeah, that's what I thought they were talking about, was which kid wears the Jinkos.
The jinko bilobas.
He's like being quizzed by Allison, like, which one takes? He's like, Tommy, right? No, it's Louise. Tommy? Yeah, it's Tommy. No, Louise? And he's going back and forth. And she's like, 1 capsule, plenty of water, and it's Louise. He's like, I knew it was Louise.
I mean, if it's just a suppy, like...
It's not the end of the world if you give it to the wrong kid, yeah.
Who calls it a suppy?
I just did.
He did.
Ginkgo biloba, commonly known as
Ginkgo biloba.
It's a tree, is a species. It doesn't tell me anything about what the fuck it's rich in antioxidants, may help reduce inflammation and benefit heart, brain, and eye health. So it's just kind of an overall.
So it's anxiety, heart disease, cognitive impairment, dementia, diabetes.
This is for old people. This is not for a 9-year-old. Yeah.
We should be all taking ginkgo biloba.
I mean, yeah, maybe at our age. I wonder what side effects of ginkgo biloba: digestive upset, headache, dizziness, constipation.
Well, then that's where the juice cleanse comes in.
Bleeding, seizures, heart palpitations.
I don't know if the pros and cons are...
Yeah.
Well, anyways, if you're taking ginkgo biloba, ginger bologna, whatever it is, hopefully you're not having seizures and heart attacks and all that stuff. From there, we get into the intro. The intro is extremely simple, and if you remember it, it's basically a CGI box of pizza that's closed and has the name of the show on it, and like very generic music. Maybe 10 seconds long, if that.
Yep.
Not a lot of effort went into this one.
No, I mean, and it's fine. I actually was more outraged by the CGI pizza box than anything else.
I will say, I feel like this was a long time into the episode to get
Yes.
the intro. Because then, because the intro comes, and then, like, after the intro, like, you get, like, the credits on the bottom of the screen as the show is playing. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening right now? I feel like I'm halfway through the show, and I'm seeing, like, credits. It was weird timing.
It should have came right after the bed scene, if anything.
Yeah, right.
Well, that's how we're conditioned. We've seen things done. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, it's U.S. television, so can't necessarily say do it the way other countries do it. But next scene, we see Gary, and he's talking to Tom in his room. So he's in his son's room, and he's like, "Hey, what's that? Second Life, huh? Wow, that's cool. I didn't have anything like that when I was a kid. We just went outside."
That feels like a stand-up line.
Sure.
Yeah, it feels like a generic line, honestly. He delivers it well, though.
And he's saying, "Your mom tells me you can meet girls in there." And he goes, "Yeah, like it's called In-World, and you can meet a ton of girls." He's like, "Have you ever met one?" He's like, "No, but there is this one girl that I really like at school. Her name's Danielle, but we're never in-world at the same time." And I think it is funny because the one girl he does like is a girl he does know in real life, but
Yeah.
hasn't been able to approach her because he only sees her in real life and not Second Life. So he like needs like the comfort of, being behind his computer to actually make a move on her.
How old is he supposed to be?
14, I think they say.
Oh, I think he was younger than that. Was he
No.
14?
I think they said it.
I think they said.
Too, yeah.
Did you watch the episode, Jay?
Yeah, I couldn't miss a number or so. You thought he was on an air mattress.
You big idiot.
Damn it.
But yeah, no, so he's saying, "Hey, Tommy, listen, okay? If there's ever a girl that you like in this world, maybe you could bring her over the house and you can have her come over and hang out in the room with you. And you guys could like study and talk here." He's like, "Have a girl in my room? Like I can invite a girl over?" Like, "Yeah, why not?" "Well, what if, what if she expects me to tap it?" And he goes, "What would you be tapping?" "I don't know."
That was funny, yeah.
And that's when it's like, all right, that's good. Because it's funny because, yeah, you hear the term, but like sometimes kids know the terms, but they don't know what they mean.
Yeah. Yep.
It's like the movies that like, I think back to like the movie that I always think of the most is like Wayne's World, right? There's so many things that were like delivered funny, so you laughed along and then you watched it as an adult. You went, "Oh, pubes, I get it." You didn't tell him about my pubes, did you? Yeah, actually, this is when Gary's saying like, "Hey, listen, like you're 14, so you're not gonna have to worry about girls for a while." It's like 14 is kind of right when you start worrying about girls, right? That's
yeah.
like, I feel like a lot of people's first relationships are happening right around that age.
Yeah, right around there.
Yeah, but that's like when you, like you said, that's when you start. So you don't need the parents to start like pushing him towards girls because it's going to naturally happen at that age. Which this kid looks younger than 14, which is why I questioned it.
He does. Because I want to say, I'm under the impression that his sister is the older of the two, and I thought she was like around 14.
What's the son's name again? Is it Tom?
Tom.
Yeah. So he was born in 92. He's actually 16.
In the episode? That's
Yeah.
crazy, actually. He looks young. So he's saying like, "Hey, I gotta run or do a job, like look after your sister for me, and if I try to give you any ginkgo tonight, don't take it." So now we cut to the next scene and we see Gary and he's like working on a site, so they're his painting company. A few of his coworkers are there. And he walks in, he starts talking to his coworker, Dennis. And Dennis, I guess, like, we get very little of him in this episode, but he's like the best friend character. I feel like in future episodes you probably get more of him.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
Al Madrigal, too.
What would I know him from?
Oh, yeah.
Does he do stand-up?
I don't know a single person in this show.
He was on I know he was on one of George Lopez's shows.
Yeah, he's on Lopez.
Like, he's
Lopez
versus
versus
Lopez.
Yeah. He was like one of the main characters on that. I'm trying to see. Oh, he's on the Daily Show. He was on the Daily Show when Jay Mohr was on SNL. In the
is that
late
like-
90s. So
Is that
he
like
was-
Stephen Colbert era?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
So Gary walks in, he sees Dennis. He goes, "Hey, has the owner been by today? What's her name? Vanessa?" He's like, "Yeah, I saw her car a little while ago." "Oh, really? Where?" "This morning in front of your house."
Oh,
Like, "Yeah, all right, we hooked up last night. It was amazing, but I think I might have scared her off and she never wants to see me again." It's like, jackpot. No. That's not a jackpot. I really like this girl. I wanted to see where it was going to go. Dennis is like, "No, that's not a jackpot." He's like, "You just got divorced. You're a free agent. You don't want to go sign with the first team that shows you their facilities."
I don't like these lines. It feels like generic guy
Generic
talk.
sleazy friend. Yeah, like, a little bit of that for sure.
This didn't seem to work for me either. It felt forced. It felt unnecessary, and it felt unfunny.
Also, does he live near him that he would have seen her car there?
Yeah, why is he driving by his house?
Well, he knows Gary's house. They're buddies, so like he might have to just by proxy. You
I'm just saying this would make sense if this was the kind of thing Gary does often, like sleeps with women that he meets. But this is the first woman he's met since his divorce.
I think you can get away with the same dialogue just if it was presented different. So when Dennis is going about it like, "Yeah, that's the goal," like if he seems more confused by it and been like, "What are you talking about? Like you're fresh out of," if he just said it like a little bit more earnestly, more of a as a friend, like, "What are you doing? You don't want to jump into a early relationship, like you just got divorced." If he did it like in a way that came off less like the sleazy friend, like you could basically say the same things and make the same points and it come off completely different. I just think it was like the way he presented it, which is what's making it not quite hit here.
Yeah.
yeah, agreed.
Gary's saying like, "I'm not really looking for a long-term relationship with Vanessa, but I do want to spend more time with her. I mean, she's cool and sexy and has a tattoo." And then he's like, "Well, you just described Paco and he's not looking for anything serious either." And right at that point, Vanessa walks in and like her head's down. And she's like, "Hey, Dennis, is it okay if," and then notices Gary and now feels a little awkward. And it's like, "Is it okay if I look at the fabric against the color of the wall?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure, help yourself. Just be careful what you touch." She goes, "You could have told me that yesterday." Like, so you should, like, in your brain, he doesn't know that you hooked up with Gary. Why are you insinuating it to Dennis as you're having light conversation with him?
When he doesn't know what this means.
Dennis exits. Gary walks over to her while she's looking at the wall. Like, "Hey, listen, I'm really sorry about last night. Like, will you please talk to me?" Like, "Look, I'm a big girl. We had a good time last night and you're not really ready for this. And that's fine with me." He's like, "No, I am ready for this. I really am. It's just my ex-wife and I, like, we decided to do our divorce like a certain way and we have certain rules for the kids' sake. And I'm pretty sure I broke most of those rules and a few of my own personal records." She goes, "Two was your personal record?" He goes, "Yeah."
I love the way he said, "Yeah." He was so proud of himself. Or something,
Listen, not that we're not off and crude, but is the record like how many times he got off?
I think it's just how many times they had sex in one night. Yeah.
Right.
But again, this is like, to go back to earlier, this is where it seems a little confusing because like they just met, they hooked up once, and she's like, "I get it. You're not ready for anything serious." This isn't the part of the relationship where you have these conversations anyways.
Yeah.
Yep.
A little jumpy there for sure.
So it does seem a little like,
Well, okay, so, but devil's advocate here, she's saying that, but he is also legitimately interested.
sure.
Like, so, I mean, it kind of goes both ways. Later on, that gets a little mucky.
Also, devil's advocate, he asked her to go away with him for the weekend at some beach house.
She doesn't really have any reason to feel like he doesn't, even though this all kind of seems out of place, it doesn't really feel like he did anything to show her that he's not interested in something serious.
Yeah, right.
The only thing he did was not dispense that he had children the first time they hung out.
Which we don't know how long they hung out anyways for before they started laying pipe.
Right, and that's the other part, and like that's where we don't. I kind of wish we just knew a little bit more because we don't know if he legitimately asked her out on like a romantic date or if flirting escalated quickly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so, but yeah, so they're having this conversation and saying, "Look, I really do like you. You know, if you give me another chance, I'd love to see how this turns out." So he goes, "Really? What about the agreement you have with your ex-wife?" He's like, "I'm going to talk to her about that. I'm going to go over there and no more rules, and can I please see you later? She's like, I don't know, this seems like a bad idea. And he's like, I'll take that as a maybe. Now we see him head to Allison's house, and she's sitting in her kitchen when Gary walks in, and she like gives him like this look, so then he has to like go back outside and knock on the door and be allowed in.
Did anybody else peg this kitchen? It's very similar to the nanny's kitchen.
Allison's kitchen actually is Dana, and according to Jim, it's her kitchen in a couple seasons. So it's the legit same kitchen that's used in a couple seasons of according to Jim. But this is obviously the house that they shared. So,
yeah.
And I thought this was kind of funny too, because I didn't think about it until he mentions like, oh, sorry, I'm not used to having to knock to walk into my own house. The house he settled into, like he must be doing pretty good painting, right?
Yeah. He's doing all right.
He's like, whatever his divorce is and whatever that agreement is, and then has a pretty nice house of his own now.
Yeah, I think it's to be assumed that his painting business is pretty successful.
Or maybe it was a really shitty house and he painted it.
He painted it really nice, yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Because it's a I mean, like by all accounts, and I know it's sitcom world, but it's a pretty big house that he lives in.
Yeah, so they have two nice houses.
That he got immediately after a divorce, like 3 months after a divorce.
Do they establish location? If they did, I didn't catch it.
I don't remember, and I don't remember seeing any random, like usually you could peg something in like the son's room. There'll be like some sort of a sports thing on the wall. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't notice anything like that. Because Jay Mohr is a local guy, right? He's a Boston guy.
Is he?
I thought I could be wrong.
I don't know. He could be.
He was born in New Jersey.
So no, he is an East Coast guy, but yeah, no. Why did I think he was a Boston guy?
It was filmed in California.
That
but
doesn't mean anything.
It says no specific city within the show's narrative is mentioned as a specific location.
Wow, Jay Mohr is married to the owner of the Lakers.
Jeannie Buss?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
She's good looking too, yeah. Good for Jay.
He's walking in, he's talking to Allison and saying, hey, I came over to talk about something pretty important, and I don't want this to end in a fight. It's about dating. And she goes, I'm not interested. He goes, delightful. No, I meant other people, preferably ones that won't turn the lights on during sex and ask me what I'm trying to accomplish.
What a fucking dig. What are you trying to accomplish?
The fact that she really did that, because he's like, I did that one time, Gary, and you seem to be lost.
I would be stuck on that too. So I'm on Jay's side.
Yeah, that's something that'll like burn in your brain forever.
Yeah, that's something you never forget.
That's a performance killer.
Maybe it was he slipped in the wrong hole kind of thing. What are you trying to
that's a cat.
accomplish?
Maybe he was licking a pillow.
What?
What?
He was licking a pillow. He was licking a pillow.
Does that mean something, or do you mean it literally?
No, I meant it literally.
I mean, it would beg the question, what are you trying to accomplish, I guess?
Yeah.
I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Yes, to reply to that. I don't.
Yeah.
Just stop sleeping with your pets.
What does that have anything to do with it?
It seems like something a dog would do.
Lick my pillow?
Yeah.
No.
Well, it's definitely not something a human would do.
Again, I'm trying to figure out what he was trying to do here.
So was she. That's why she asked the question.
Exactly. And if you turned on the lights and someone was just licking a pillow.
In real time, to legit let anyone listening know, in my brain, it's going, how do I fix this? How do I fix this? I don't know how to transition out of this. I'm so confused right now. Are the thoughts in my head.
Gordo's good at just, wedging you into a crevasse.
It's weird. Of all the weird things he said, this is the only one that's ever stumped me.
Because it's tame. It's just so odd.
But bam, I finally win. I finally win on this.
Sure, you win, big guy.
Yeah,
Thank
way to
you.
go,
Yeah.
pillow licker.
The trophy's in the mail.
He's saying, listen, I just don't want it to be a big deal. Like, we're at a point where obviously dating is going to come into play. And when that happens, I don't want it to be awkward for the other person. She's saying, okay, Gary, I promise when you start dating someone, I won't make a big deal out of it. Like, that's great. And when you start to see someone, I'll do the same. I'm not going to make a big deal of it. It's like, that's great. Because I'm getting married. He's like, what? And she like pulls out a ring and she's like, yeah, well, I'm engaged. I've, been a wreck trying to figure out how to tell you about it, but now I can finally tell the kids and wear this, and like puts the ring on. He goes, oh my gosh.
I was proud of myself because at this moment I said, it's the doctor.
The initial incident, like the initial I'm getting married, definitely caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting that.
That caught me
But
off
once
guard.
she did say it, I was like, oh, it's definitely going to be the doctor.
Especially where it's the only person, I guess, that's like mentioned in the episode in their lives at this point. So,
and he's in control of their marriage and their divorce.
it kind of like gives me that like the Big Daddy vibes. Like, remember?
100%.
Yeah.
With his old balls.
Yeah, when he asks, it's like, well, someone I've been seeing since we split. Actually, you've been seeing him too every Tuesday at 8.
I'd be fucking livid.
I don't know what I would like. That's infuriating.
That's conflict of, especially if he's paying him.
It's a
That's
super
conflict of interest.
Like, it was marriage counseling. Yeah.
Like you could sue the shit.
I would
out
sue
of
the
him.
shit out of him, and he's definitely loaded because he's a marriage counselor, and everybody gets divorced.
Yeah, that's like lose your license territory.
Well, like when he's replying, he's like, oh my, isn't there a rule against that? Isn't there a law against that?
I'm sitting there watching on my phone, and I'm fucking furious for him.
I was furious until I found out who the doctor was.
Right? He's delightful.
So she's like, come on, Gary, grow up. The heart doesn't know how to follow a bunch of stupid rules. Like, which is so funny because it's the complete opposite of her character. She's the rule follower, the book reader, you know, and he's like, what's going on? Like now he's in Bizarro world, right? Like he meets this girl and he's trying to break it to her in a way that he met someone, and it completely flips on him now, and he doesn't know what to make of it because it turns out that she's actually engaged after 3 months of divorce, which is insane, but
Yes.
Yeah, that is insane. They're both, I mean, he's very, very over it for how long 3 months is not a long time because ostensibly they were married for like 15 years.
sure. But 3 months and we find out that him hooking up with Vanessa was the first time he's done anything since then at all. And his brain at that point wasn't for anything long term. It was just like, she's cool. Maybe I can start dipping my toe into dating.
Yeah.
Yes, they had sex and stuff, but like that's where he was mentally, or, you know, from what we gathered leading into this.
Yeah, the timeline on this is just crazy.
And then, like, what's got to start going through your mind? It's like, was she seeing him before the divorce?
Yeah, I thought the same.
Was he aiming like for them to get divorced to break them up? All this other, like, so many questions.
Yeah.
Not to jump ahead, but there is a point when we do meet him and when he meets Vanessa's character, and I want to save most of it for when we see them. The way he talks to her would like lead me to believe, if we're going to get more layers of this in future episodes, that he was coming on to her early. But yeah, I mean, you figure he's meeting Allison when she's still married and they're trying to resolve their marriage issues. And yeah, it's a super conflict of interest because he might have liked her and was just leading her away from Gary just to make sure that he had his opening to like go in and you know, be in the situation he's in now.
And let's pretend there's no overlap or anything like that. The fact that they're seeing him to make decisions for the kids, if she wants something, she can say it came from him, or tell him to say that.
Right, so there's a super conflict of interest still, yeah.
Yep.
That's to bring it to the judge.
In reality, a situation like that is super, super serious and not okay.
And the show is just played, oh man, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
She's saying like, you know, maybe this is going to force you to move on too. He's like, well, maybe I already have. And she's saying, please don't pretend to be seeing someone just to compete with me. Like, that's sad. Like, I'm not competing with you. You're engaged. You've won. He's like,
Don't give her that win. Say, why do you think I'm here? Why do you think I had this conversation and saw you and I didn't have to?
But like, yeah, it's just kind of this, I don't know. There's going to be a point too where like, I really don't want to get into too much of it too early, but her character here, like, I feel like she's so mean to him all the time and like almost
she
like
is. She's a
him.
bitch. She's on the line of like irredeemably bitchy.
Yeah.
But like she ebbs and flows a lot and
yeah, there's a hard flip later and we'll talk about it and I want to save it, but like those one of my more major gripes of the show happens later on. So he leaves and then the next scene we see he's back at his place. He's putting some groceries away in the kitchen with his daughter in there. he's saying, "Hey, where's your brother? Oh, he's in his room studying with a girl. Like, with a girl, like a real live human being girl. It's like, whoa, way to go, Tommy. Is she cute?" She goes, "That's degrading. I don't judge people by appearances. That's why I love you, Louise, okay? But let's be honest, you wouldn't have all those pictures of Gandhi on your bedroom wall if he wasn't so hot."
Notoriously attractive.
So he then heads up to Tom's room, and he's just like sitting at a desk, like doing, like actually studying with this girl. But it's that girl Danielle that he mentioned earlier. So he's like, "Hey, I didn't know you had any company over. It was your idea, remember?" He's like, "Way to play along, Captain Smooth. Hey, like, hey, I'm Tommy's dad." And Danielle introduces herself, and he goes, "Hey, I ordered some pizza. If you guys get hungry later, just yell." And like as he's talking to Danielle, like Tommy's behind her, like raising his hand. He's like, "Are you raising your hand to talk to me?" Like, "Yeah, don't you need me to help you with the thing in the hall?" "Oh, yeah, excuse me. I need that help with the thing in the hall. Why don't you come here real quick?"
He actually does a good job of backing him up on that.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, yeah. Thanks for reminding me." Yeah. He helped out, which I thought was cool.
No, he is being a bro to his son.
Yeah.
And then like they go in the hallway, and he's like, "What's wrong?" He's like, "What's wrong? There's a girl in my room. What am I supposed to do with her?" "I don't know. Talk to her. Tell her you like her hair." "I'm not gonna lie to her, Dad."
You know what I find funny about this scene is they're right outside the door and the kid's shouting. There's no way the girl doesn't hear.
Oh yeah.
It's this magic soundproof door that's only in sitcoms where like
Yep.
she hears the entire conversation.
It's a very common thing, yeah.
Where you guys are all in established relationships, I want you to, for sake of argument, answer this with past relationships. You don't have to keep current relationship in mind to save face. Hair topics. I feel like it is one of the hardest things, like, to bite your lip. A haircut can be such a make or break, like can completely change someone's look. And if you like hate a haircut, can you ever bring yourself to tell the person, like, at what point of a relationship can you be comfortable enough to be like, "Hey, I don't like that at all"? Or can you ever do that?
No.
No, because I'd like to touch a boob again.
Yeah.
It's funny. We were just discussing this recently, actually, because it came up that like years ago, I trimmed my beard and I nicked it, and I ended up having to like trim it down like further than I usually do. And we had just started dating, and I see her, and she's like, "So what the hell did you do to your face?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "I trimmed it shorter than usual, but it's still there." She's like, she was very outward about it. She's like, "I don't like it." I was like, "Okay, you don't like my face."
I've dealt with similar things.
Yeah.
Oh, my actual face. Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, "Well, no, it's no different than if I had like cut my hair really short." I'm like, "No, it is, because this beard is hiding my face that you don't seem to like. Your hair is not doing that." So that was an argument, but I would say it's also not something that they would do without mentioning. Like, I don't think somebody would ever just like, if you've been in a relationship for a long time, I don't think somebody would go cut half their hair off and not mention doing it beforehand. But I would say something. I think I would say I don't like it. But I'm an idiot though, so don't take my word for it.
You know what I was thinking about recently? I know this is a super random thought. It seems like there is a cutoff age where like all women, like there's no old woman that really has like shoulder length hair. There's a point where like every woman at some point goes, "I'm done," and their hair like gets real short. And I feel like I was trying to think of like, I know this is the fucking oddest thing, but I was just like, can I think of a lot of old women who have long hair? And like I couldn't think of any.
I think that just goes back to hair gets thinner too, right? Thin hair doesn't look good long. Like, look at HBK before he shaved his head. It looked silly as fuck.
Well, his was more than thin.
Yeah, well, yeah, but there was a time where it was thin and long, and like, you know who comes to mind for some reason when I think of long, thin hair is Snitsky. You remember he had like the worst hair in the world. Yeah.
Wasn't my fault.
It's so bad. But yeah, no, I bet that has to be the reason why it goes short.
Yeah, plus, I mean, it's a maintenance thing, too. When you have long hair, you have to keep it up.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. My hair was long at one point.
My hair's long. You can't see it, but it's down to my shoulders.
Is your hair that long?
Really? Is it that long?
It was. I just chopped it a little bit off.
How convenient.
Oh, yeah, like you shave the sides.
Yeah, I shaved the sides, but
Do you like
Emo
flock of
Gordon.
seagulls?
No, but I can tell you do.
My wife has short hair, so I mean it's fine, but it's less maintenance. But weirdly, it's a lot of upkeep to make it look good.
God, the amount of time spent on hair is insanity. It's insane. We take it for we as men. I will give this to them.
100%.
We as men take it for granted how easy we have it getting ready.
Oh, 100%.
They will spend 2 hours getting ready for the same thing that takes me 6 minutes to get ready for.
I pop up, put my pants on, put my shirt on, I'm out the door.
Yeah, let's go.
What's funny is, I mean, you know, anyone who ever watches like a clip, you'll see like my beard often looks like shit. And it's because as you get older, you realize like maintaining a nice beard is so much work.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the reason I grew a beard out originally was because I didn't want to shave all the time. And it's like, but having a nice trimmed beard takes more time than shaving.
That's why I just go to my barber now. I just stop because I keep fucking it up.
I have it for the illusion of a jawline.
Once every 6 weeks, my wife will start being like, "You look like a duck, man. Go to the barber."
Oh, one of those bearded ducks.
No. She means the Robertsons, the reality show. Remember the
Robertsons.
Oh, the
Duck Dynasty.
Duck
Duck
Dynasty. She doesn't know the name of it. She just says you look like a duck, man.
You didn't know the name of it.
I thought you were talking about the Jason Alexander show. Duckman.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. We could cover that.
I used to watch that show.
Show was great.
But yeah. So she says I look like a duck, man. And I need to go trim my beard.
No, I think she told you look like a dick, man.
You know, I just keep my lips sealed in that one. Best to not say anything.
Well, anyways, as Gary and Tom were talking outside, and he was saying the whole "I'm not going to lie to her" thing, he goes, "Can you just tell her that I was called to go on some emergency?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I can do that. I'll just tell her that the FBI came and asked for you. You got called away for a top secret mission called Operation Wussbag." He's like, "Now get in there and talk to your friend."
Wuss was a good word from like the 90s. It was like swearing without swearing.
Not really. It was like dork and dweeb.
Those are great words too.
Yeah.
I've said before, well, this one's a little more edgier than wuss, but like I think like one of the best insults is dipshit, and like I just like
Yes,
dipshit went away.
That's a good one, yeah.
And like dipshit needs to come back. It's like one of the best. You could say like it's not super bad to say, but you can still say it in an extreme angry manner without it sounding silly. So Tommy goes back in, or before he does, rather, Gary saying to him like, "Look, seriously though, she likes you. She wouldn't be here if she didn't. You're a good-looking guy. You're gonna have to get used to this." He goes, "All right." She smells really good. And Gary goes, "They all do. That's how they get you."
True.
Yep.
So the doorbell rings. Gary heads back downstairs. And as he's running down, he yells over to his daughter in the other room like, "Hey, Louise, can you grab Daddy a beer?" And you hear her go, "Mom says that makes me an enabler." He's like, "Well, in that case, get me a shot of tequila too, and that'll make you a bartender." That felt like a stand-up line. That felt like a line that was like plucked out of someone's routine.
He does. Jay Mohr does stand up too, right?
Yeah, that's like his bread and butter. He opens the door. Dr. Crandall's there. I'll tell you, when I first saw him, I was like, he's been in a million things. But I was like, where the fuck I'm seeing something specific and I couldn't place it, and it took me forever. And he was Erin's father, biological father in the Office finale.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. I fucking love... Okay, so I have something for Ed Begley Jr. That may be something I would like to do in future episodes. There is one line I think of whenever I see Ed Begley Jr., and I have a clip of it, and I'm just gonna play it. I want to know if you guys know. It's a movie. I'll give you that. And coincidentally, came out the same year as this pilot. It was a very popular movie. So
this is a movie we all should have seen.
I guarantee you, I see Gordo's a wild card. Gordo and Joe would be the wild cards in this. I'm not sure Joe or Gordo would have seen this movie, but I'm gonna play this and tell me if you know, because this is the line I think of anytime I see him.
"You assholes do exactly what I say, or I will take you outside and fuck you in the street."
Do you know what movie that is?
Oh, that's from Street Fuckers 8.
From Ed Begley's porn career. Yeah.
No, I can't place it.
Really? So this is a movie I watch like consistently. Ferg, I'm surprised Ferg doesn't get it.
The Pineapple Express.
It is Pineapple Express. There you go. Because right after is another favorite line. They go,
Don't do that. Don't fuck us anywhere.
but yeah, that's when they're in the oh god, what's the daughter's name that he's dating in that movie? The Johnny Depp bitch, the crazy
Amber Heard,
bed pooper. Yeah, he plays Amber Heard's dad, and and he tries killing them in the kitchen. But that's when he said. But every time I see Ed Begley Jr., I think about him.
It's been a
people in the
long
street.
time since I've seen that movie. That's one of those ones that I like.
Such a
it,
good movie.
I think I've probably seen it like a couple. I saw it definitely in the theater, and I've probably seen it since then. But like, it's just one of those ones that's like not on my like repeats list, really, for whatever reason. Not that I didn't like it, I just don't.
Yeah, I watched it like a month ago.
Is that the pot movie or is that the McLovin movie?
No, yeah, Superbad and Pineapple Express came out relatively close to each other, and were both very successful. So I can understand the confusion, but yeah, you're thinking of Superbad.
Okay, I did see Pineapple Express. I think I did see it in theaters, but I think that was the only time I saw it, and I don't remember a thing about it.
For me, like I said, it was the fact that he was in the finale of The Office, which is funny because it's a small role.
Yeah.
And maybe it's similar attire too, but like as soon as the door opened and we see him, I was like, I know this guy.
Yeah.
And I'm going through his IMDb, and he's been in a million things, and a ton
He
of them I've
pops up
seen.
in everything, yeah.
But that specifically, when I saw that he was Aaron's father, was that's it. That was the exact thing I was thinking of, which is funny, like of all the things he's been in, but I've watched The Office 1,000 times over.
He's great. I'm pretty sure he's been in a pilot we've covered too, maybe more than one, honestly. I couldn't tell you which shows.
I actually, I forget what, but I was like looking through his IMDb. I ended up downloading a show for us to do in the future that he was in just by going through it. Like that's usually how I find a lot of shows. I'll start IMDbing people and seeing things they've been in and be like, oh, there's another show. And
now I'm looking through his IMDb, and it's like, this is where Joe would have come in, because it's a bunch of shit Joe would know.
Yeah.
Oh, like objectively bad things.
Yeah.
Oh, Ed Begley Jr. in Heavy Metal Parking Lot 3.
Yeah. Parallel parking. So anyways, he plays Dr. Crandall here, and he's like, listen, I know that you found out, and basically saying to him, like, he's telling Gary, I'm here to let you hit me. As he's talking, he's like taking his coat off and his glasses and basically saying, like, listen, I understand that you're mad and you deserve to be, so I'm going to let you have a shot.
I mean, fair.
Yeah, that's stand up. I mean, it's tough to come back from such a douchey move. So, but he's trying, I guess.
I wouldn't be hitting him only because that would hurt my future lawsuit.
I was going to say, yeah, I'd be suing the shit out of him.
But what this did remind me of, and to bring up wrestling again, you already have earlier. If you remember the infamous Bret Hart screw job, Vince McMahon goes into the locker room afterwards and does the same thing to Bret Hart. He's like, all right, I'm going to let you hit me. Allegedly, that's his version of the story where he let him hit him. If you ask Bret,
I don't know.
It wasn't a free shot. Yeah. But the idea of like, okay, I deserve this, hit me.
Yeah, I mean, man to man, great. Man to wallet, not great.
You know what's funny? The idea of getting in a fight doesn't scare me. The idea of someone punching me in a fight is not something that's ever like been something I've been fearful of. Like we've been in scuffles when we were kids and stuff, and maybe a little bit past kid age too. But regardless, the idea of someone punching me in the face in a moment where I'm fighting someone has never been something that makes me nervous. The idea of standing there and letting someone just punch me in the face as I stand there seems terrifying to me. Like just waiting for it seems so much worse.
Well, if you're in a fight, you're trying to not get hit.
Right, but like the idea of it happening, you just accept. Like I'm probably gonna get punched, whatever.
Yeah.
But just standing there waiting for a punch just sounds so much worse.
Yeah, you're also amped up in a fight. If you're physically,
that's probably true too. Like your adrenaline's so high, you're not thinking straight.
I will say, as somebody who has been knocked out cold before, it will change your outlook on future fights. It's eye-opening.
Or eye closing.
It was eye closing, but then it led to more eye. I still have problems from that. My jaw clicks a little bit, and I wasn't fully deserving of it, which is another story. But well,
Get better at fighting.
Yeah.
We weren't fighting. I got fucking side. I got a
Sucker punched?
cheap shot. There you go.
I wasn't there that night, but if I understand correctly, you made a pivotal error of guy was already being yelled at by his girlfriend, and then all the rage he probably wanted to put out on
That
her.
guy didn't hit me, though, is the thing.
Yeah.
That's not the guy who hit me. His 6'5" friend just trucked up and hit me from the side.
Oh,
for some
you know what?
reason.
That's part of the story I did not realize.
Yeah, the dude I was talking. Also, I was just trying to be a bro with the dude too. I was like, "Oh man, good luck with that." Like he was arguing, and he took it the wrong way, and apparently went and got his friend. But
So yeah, for those of you listening, trying to piece it together, there was an argument at a bar. Nick inserted himself into it,
I was so drunk. It was such a dumb idea. But
and didn't you get one of our friends thrown through a wall because of that as well?
I didn't get somebody thrown through a wall. It just happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, my buddy tried to help me, and he got picked up and thrown through like the first side of the sheetrock. Yeah, I was very concussed. I actually had to take a final the next day too. I couldn't even open my jaw. That was rough. I probably should have went to the hospital, but I did not.
Oddly, that's what you were in the position that usually Gordo would put us in every time we'd go out with him.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a Gordo move right there.
Yeah.
sure is. I had no malice though. Like I was not like trying to be a dick. I was like trying to bro with the guy. Like, oh man, good luck with that. Like I wasn't like, oh, good luck with that, loser. Like it was just, I don't know.
Don't
That's
talk
why-
to strangers.
That's why I don't drink anymore. Just waiting to pee, man.
Anyways, Gary's saying like, listen, I'm not gonna hit you. He's like, no, I think it'd be good. He's like, I for you and then for me too, because like I want to do some research. Like I've never been beaten up before. He goes, yeah, I don't know if I believe that.
Yeah.
That was funny, yeah.
And right at that moment, Allison walks in. She's like, Walter, stop right now. And then Gary's like, wait, what are you doing? How come you can just come into my house without knocking, but I can't go into yours? He's like, oh, please, Gary, don't be petty.
Lock your front door.
So, well, and I'll say this too, like,
I agree with him in this.
yeah. And in Gary's case, it's the house he used to live in for like most of, like the last 15 years. This isn't her. She never lived in this house.
She's being a bitch.
I agree with Gary in every situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Well, you know what? But before we even move forward, like that's kind of something I really liked about the show is I felt like, and maybe it's different. Like we're talking as a bunch of guys who are almost 40, right? But I feel like a lot of sitcoms, they make the guy the idiot all the time. And not that he's not goofy at points, but a lot of the like silliness or like unrational behavior is coming from her side for once, which is not what we often see in some of these shows.
That is an interesting distinction on this show specifically is the husband is very put together, right? Like he's not like I don't know why I kept making the comparison to like King of Queens, Kevin James, like that character for some reason, but he's just like a fucking idiot, right? Like comparatively, and Gary just isn't. Like he's successful, he's a good dad, like, and it's just weird to see a show like that.
Yeah, so we're getting just a different male like character in these sitcoms where it's he's just like at this point he's probably a little older than we are right now, and he's just a single dad, and he's like normal-ish, like it's refreshing.
Exaggerated realism, like
Sure, yeah, and so like that was one thing that I really liked about this show is it just I don't know. It's funny to be like the, near 40-year-old white guy and be like, finally, a show that speaks to me.
I'd say the most exaggerated part, though, is how civil he is about the entire thing. Like we said before, it's been 3 months. 3 months since they've been divorced, right? And she's seeing someone else, and he's like totally cool with it, which is, I think, the most unbelievable part.
And he's not doing
it.
like sitcom stuff like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put sugar in his gas tank. Like, he's not doing,
Actually, okay. hold on, back that up for a minute. But how long has he been married to her? For like 15 years, right?
We're assuming, I mean, their oldest, yeah, if the son's like 14 or whatever, like it's going to be somewhere in that range, 15,
It
16.
must have been falling apart for a while, and he must have been over it for like a year or two.
They don't discuss that at all, though.
They don't.
Yes, that's probably the most likely way it went, but
That's what it's implied.
Also, they've been divorced for 3 months. That doesn't mean they haven't been separated longer than that, too.
But we're just seeing like just the character in general, though. He's playing the character like a human being you would know a little bit more than what we're used to seeing on some of these shows.
Yeah, why did they have a reverse wedding?
Yeah, we're getting very closer, but that's kind of why I take some issues to some of the stuff that's about to happen. She comes in, she's trying to stop this from all happening. She's like, and I don't want you guys fighting over me. This is when the doctor's like, no, like the testosterone's raging. Come on, give me your worst. And Gary goes, I already gave you my worst, and you put a ring on it.
That was funny.
And the doorbell rings. He's like, all right, hey, that's the pizza guy. Like, maybe he'll hit you below the head or whatever.
this episode made me really want pizza, by the way. They talk about pizza.
They talk
bunch
about
of
pizza
times.
a lot.
Like, I can go fucking
I
pizza.
still
right
want
now.
pizza.
Yeah.
I'm always down for pizza.
So Gary opens the door and it's Vanessa. He goes, hey. He's like, hey, I appreciate you coming over earlier. It was really sweet. There's something I need to tell you. There's already a man in my life. And that's when her son walks up. And this is Parker, and he really needs to use your bathroom. And he's like, hey, Parker, how's it going, buddy? The bathroom's upstairs, okay? And then as Parker's running up the stairs, he to himself goes, I can't believe he doesn't have a bathroom downstairs. Like, wow, this kid sucks.
Yeah.
But I do agree.
But yeah, like, what a wild thing now to learn that she was, for all of that, for all the anger, and I know they address it in a minute, so they'll have that conversation where we can talk about it, but like, she was so enraged that he didn't tell her that he had kids, and then she had a kid.
Why? Yeah, you don't get to be mad if you're doing the same thing.
There's a lot
Like,
of
what?
holes, I guess, as far as like their dynamic, and it's funny because like when we dissect it, I didn't like pick up on it as much watching it in live time, but then as we talk about it and their emotions and the are we serious, are we not, like none of it like really makes sense for like the situation they were in. But like then when we talk about it and you really think about it a little bit more, you go, wait a minute, this doesn't really add up. The kid runs up and he's like, oh, come on in. And he introduces her to his ex and doctor and tells her like, you know, this is my ex-wife and my former marriage counselor and her new fiance. And he goes, charmed. Dr. Crandall says it. He's like, yeah. And he says things like charmed because he's old.
I don't know why I thought that was so funny.
It was like, because it was like the one time he got a little petty.
Yeah. He says things like
Right.
charmed.
But this is another red flag, though, is she's been there twice, and the ex-wife has been at the house both times
Yep.
now.
Yeah, but with her fiance,
Yeah.
at least, it's not like she's like wearing a bathrobe.
It's still, the ex is always around. You don't
Sure.
want that in a new relationship.
True.
Dr. Crandall's like, I'm old? Well, he's afraid of birds. Like, hey, you know what? That was in a dream journal.
Breaking HIPAA, there's more for the lawsuit.
Yeah,
Yep.
you can't be doing that either. Yeah. That's when the wife's like, Gary, I'm sorry I doubted you when you said you were seeing someone. He's like, well, Vanessa and I just met and we're still kind of learning about each other. And I'll say this. And here, like, Dr. Crandall's like, kind of like, I don't know, just like the way he said charm to her and how he's like talking to her moving forward in this whole scene, to me was like the eye opener of how he must have been talking to Allison when he first met her.
Yeah, he's predatory.
Because I feel like he's a little flirty with Vanessa here too.
That is the path I thought this was going to go down.
Yeah, me too. I felt like that would have been a better path if they kind of led in with that a little bit, but they completely flip it on you a little bit. He's like offering as a doctor to be like, hey, listen, sounds like you guys have some things you need to discuss because, you know, he had overheard the whole, like, you didn't tell me you had a kid. Well, you didn't tell me you had kids. And he's like, you know, I'd be happy to mediate if you'd like. Gary's like, no, this one I like. He's like, fine. I'll let you handle it on your own. But as long as you understand how difficult it is for a single mother under these conditions, which is one of the most demanding and challenging roles that there is. And Vanessa goes, thank you. I love you. And I'm thinking, because even when he said that, it was so like out of place. Like,
Yeah.
like like, what does this mean? Like, what does her being a single mom have to do with anything that you've learned about them so far?
Because he's a predator.
But that's how I felt. Yeah, I felt like he wasn't bringing that up to like side with her to help her. It was because of his nature. Like I felt like that was him coming on to her still.
Me too.
The thing that throws that off is the fact that he got engaged to the ex-wife instead of just like he's trying to bang all his patients.
Yeah.
Sure. But that might have been the best one he got. You know what I mean? Who knows? Allison is an attractive woman.
He wrote her a prescription for 20 cc's of dick. That's what doctors do, right?
Not my doctor.
Probably your doctor when you got your physical.
Gordo's never had
Gordo's
a physical.
alleyway doctor. I'm here for my 20 cc's of dick. Skibbity.
Get up on the bench if you need anything, or if anything hurts, just lick the pillow for a minute.
You're killing me.
After Vanessa goes, wow, like, I love you. And then Allison's like, yeah, and he bakes his own bread. And Gary gets defensive. He's like, yeah, well, I buy mine at the store. I support America.
Oh man, there's a lot of Gary makes me laugh. I'm not sure that this is like. I feel like it's very like actor driven because
Sure.
I don't know anybody else. If anybody else could have made these jokes funny, because inherently they're not very creative, right? They're not like but he makes them work.
I think you had stepped out for a second when I said it early on in the episode. I feel like a lot of what worked for him was him not trying to be funny when he delivered funny. I think the lines are funny. And I think what made it work was he delivered it in a real way instead of trying to over deliver the joke, which is what I think a lot of sitcom dads and stuff do. They try so hard to be funny that they don't let the lines do the work.
It's not like an explosive delivery. Yeah.
I think it helps that he's not just like a stand-up guy that was given a sitcom. He's a classically trained actor that's been in a lot of movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now he's in a sitcom.
And I will say this too about this whole cast and this dynamic right there. They have a lot of chemistry.
They do.
They do. It's fantastic.
Especially for a first episode. We've seen some of the worst chemistries or chemistry you can see on screen. It's tough to do for the first episode. You don't know each other well enough. It's I imagine it's tough. So to get it right the first time is impressive.
Here, Vanessa actually is like on board with this whole mediation thing. So now she's like, all right, well, I guess I'll go first. And she starts to like sit down and say, Gary didn't tell me that he had kids or an ex-wife. And he's like, really? We're doing what? And so he like sits now. He has to sit down and like be part of this like
Nope.
therapy session here in front of his ex. Yeah.
I'm with you, for I gotta walk out of the fucking house.
Me too.
I'm like, well, I'll find another girl. Bye.
Tell your son to stop peeing on my seat.
Also, why did she bring the son? She didn't need to bring the son for this.
He's apparently dropping a deuce too, 'cause he's up there for a minute.
Well, yeah, he had to go to the bathroom and she was in the neighborhood and it was probably like, this is,
Maybe have the conversation on a time that you don't have him at a later date. You had to bring him for this.
but it was a means to, I mean, like sitcom world, it was a means
I know
to
why
get,
in sitcom world. I'm just saying in reality.
but yeah, so now he's like, well, Vanessa didn't tell me that she had a son either. Vanessa goes, and I felt humiliated and deceived. He said, well, I also felt humiliated and deceived. But for me, it's kind of a turn on. I think that's like maybe the only joke he said that I didn't think was funny. The whole episode, I just thought that was like a little too generic. The doctor asked Vanessa, why didn't you tell Gary you had a son? And she's explaining, well, I've been a single mom for a long time and I'm just very careful about who I introduce Parker to. But I feel like, I mean, in reality, you could still tell Gary you have a son and just not introduce the two, because Parker doesn't need to know about Gary. Gary can know about Parker.
And she's obviously not careful. She just brought him to the house. They fucked once.
Well, that's because he said, well, that's because he went by, because she explains. He came by earlier and said, listen, I want to make this work. I'm going to talk to my ex. Like, I do like you. So despite the fact that they only kind of hung out and hooked up one time, he at least, I guess, showed enough effort for her to feel comfortable. I mean, yes, it is funny on the heels of her saying, like, I'm very careful about who I introduce my son to. But after one date, we're at Gary's house. And again, this is stuff that, I don't know, naturally it made sense to me in the moment. And then as we talk about it and dissect it, go, wait, hold on. But they're talking, and as they're doing all this and going through how they're feeling, she admits, like, but after Gary came over and told me where he was at, like, I think maybe I am ready for a serious long-term relationship. And that's when Gary goes, I'm sorry, what? Because we found out early, like, he does like Vanessa and he does want to see to a degree where it goes, but the idea of committing to something is not where he was at. Like, he does like her. It's not like he just wanted to be a quick fling, but the idea of a serious relationship and, like, strapping like a title on it, I think he was not necessarily ready for.
Yeah.
Especially if he likes her. That's the first girl after your wife. It's just a rebound.
And now he's trying to not let everyone realize what's going through his brain as he's slowly having a panic attack over it. Like, his ex is like, wow, Gary, I didn't think you'd be ready to commit to someone so quickly. And he's like, me? Well, I guess you just don't know about me the way you thought you did, because I love commitment and relationships, and I was just in a long-term thing with you. So obviously I like long-term things. So obviously I want to get into another one. Hey, I should go call the pizza guy. And then he like runs out and runs into the kitchen, and his ex goes and follows him into the kitchen. And when she first walks in, his head's in the freezer and he's trying to cool down, which that made me laugh when I saw his head in the freezer. This scene here, I don't like. This scene here was out of the whole episode.
Character.
This kind of ruined a lot of things for me, but I'm trying to overlook it. And it's not that it was terrible or anything that bad, but it just changed the dynamic of what I knew these characters to be and what I wanted them to be moving forward.
I don't think it's totally out of character. I think, first of all, I just think it's weird. Again, it's just so soon after this divorce for all this to be happening. Like, this show could have been 2 years after the divorce. I don't know why they made it 3 months. Nothing about this.
Sure, because I think it's supposed to be, because 2 years later, he should be ready for a long-term relationship.
Sure, right.
3 months later, it should scare him, the idea of being in a relationship. And the fact that she's getting married to this guy should be absurd. So, like, those things line up because of the
But that's what I'm saying, though, is the conversation they're having right now makes sense a year or two from now. It does not make sense 3 months after a divorce. It just doesn't.
So this whole episode up until now, Allison is borderline mean to him at all times, like condescending, like to the point where you almost think she fucking hates this guy's guts. You know what I mean? There's almost no like teamwork between the two. When he brings up the idea of like either one of them dating in the future, she thinks like it's all about her really. And the idea of him being with someone is like a joke. And then Vanessa comes into play, and I wanted it to be more like the way her fiance is kind of acting towards Vanessa, I thought was flirty. I wanted her to be almost like jealous, like, oh, you are talking to someone? And I wanted to almost have this like competitive thing, because like the way I want them to like get along just enough that they're going to crack jokes on one another at all times. And here she becomes like his best friend. Yeah. And I didn't want that out of her to him in this case. So now that she's like consoling him and trying to say like, listen, like, I think you are ready if you just give it a shot. And like, she seems like a good girl and all this stuff. It just completely flipped the dynamic between the two that we watched this whole episode. And I felt like to me, when I was watching it, I thought it was going to be almost like the movie She's Out of My League. And when he started dating her, like the ex-girlfriend who, even though she was like dating within the family, still she was always almost trying to Marnie. Yeah, she was trying to like compete at times.
Yeah,
I wanted to see that out of Allison here.
See, but I'm glad they didn't, because I feel like that is the like what you should expect. And so I think ultimately I'm glad you didn't get that.
So I like how Gary's character is being portrayed. We said that it's a little bit more realistic, but it is still a comedy. You know what I mean? Like, I think that would have been like funny.
Yeah.
I would have liked moments where the doctor is never outwardly flirting with her, but saying questionable things that kind of catches Allison. And I thought that was like the way this should move forward. How it happens after this episode, I don't know, but this took such a dramatic turn, and them having this like really like heartfelt conversation. I just didn't like it here.
You spent 18 minutes making me hate this character, and now you try to give her a redemption arc. It's like, that doesn't work for me.
Yeah, is she the antagonist or is she a supporting character?
Yeah, I just thought like, I don't know. It was too drastic of a change for me. So as they're talking, their daughter walks in and she's telling the parents, "Oh, pizza's here." And I was thinking about this. He originally ordered pizza thinking it was just him and his 2 kids.
Yeah, there's definitely not enough pizza.
He could have ordered 1 pizza. You know what I mean? Thinking like,
Yeah.
even if, because he has 2 kids, they might have had a couple slices each. He might even eat half a pie or whatever. Now there's 8 people in the house now.
Still for him, it would still be for me and my kids. I'm not giving my ex-wife any pizza or her new husband.
Ex-wife's here with her fiance. Now Vanessa's here with her son. Tom has a girl over. Like, there's so many people in the fucking house now. And he probably has a pizza. But also Louise uses this opportunity to be like, because they say, "Hey, go tell your brother." "Oh, I can't. He's in his room with a girl." And Allison's like, "Tom has a girl in his room?" And she's like, "Yeah, and the door's locked." And then you immediately cut to her, the mom, outside of the door, you know, in the hallway, like with the door shut, and she's knocking. "Tom, it's mommy. What are you doing in there?" And Gary's like, "Well, probably nothing now after you just said mommy."
Yeah.
I hated this because she spent the whole first part of the episode saying, "Hey, he should go out and meet girls and all this other
Yeah.
stuff." And then Tommy meets a girl.
She's trying to torpedo it.
Yeah.
But not only that, she's way too comfortable just going upstairs in his house.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck you, I'll go handle it.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree with you, but she doesn't like that her son's like afraid of girls, but probably still doesn't want him like, you know, hooking up either at this age. It's a delicate age. So she's knocking on the door. Tom eventually opens up. He's like, "Hey, the door wasn't locked. It's stuck. Remember, like, Dad, you said you were going to fix that?" And again, Gary's a bro. And he's like, "Oh yeah, that's my bad. I said I was going to fix that." She's like, "Do you have a girl here?" He's like, "No, I did. But she went back home and now we're, you know, at Second Life and we're doing in-world together. We're at a beach party." And Gary's like, "Oh, cool. Well, sorry to bother you. Have fun at your beach party. Wear lots of sunscreen, LOL."
Saying LOL out loud in 2008 is ahead of its time.
Yeah.
That's him being a dad who has vague idea of what the internet is. Yeah, so he is playing the character appropriately here. They leave the room and they're talking in the hallway. He's going, "Hey, you know what? You were right. He's probably not ready to have a girl over the house yet." Allison's like, "You know, Gary, but you try. Like, you meant well. I just have better instincts when it comes to our kids, you know?" He's like, "Yeah, I know." And she walks downstairs and he goes back into his son's room and goes, "Hey, we got some pizza downstairs if you're hungry, all right?" He's like, "Okay." He's like, "All right. And Danielle, sweetie, you left your purse out in the open where anyone could see it." And you see like her arm from under the bed, like reaching out to grab the purse.
That was funny.
So they were hooking up.
Hey, good for him.
I got a little confused at this. He said were they hooking up?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. I don't know if they're having sex or anything, but yeah, they were. I mean,
No,
But they were doing
probably
something.
making out, maybe touching a titty or two, you know?
ooh, or both of them. A little double tit tap. When she like reaches out and grabs the purse and brings it in, he looks at Tom looks at his hand and goes, "I told her I liked her hair," which is like a nice little callback joke.
Yeah, the advice worked.
Gary goes to leave, and like as he's walking out, like Tom's about to shut the door behind him. He's like, "No. You're gonna keep the door open." So now it's like, okay, you're comfortable with girls. I don't have to like lead you to water. Now I have to be a parent because we've gotten to this line.
Yeah.
That is that. I mean, that's got to be a tough line. Like that age, it is tricky.
Eh.
The line should have been like, no, can't shut the door. You know, it's broken.
Yeah, it'll stick again.
Yeah, he could have easily actually used that as a little callback. But yeah, I like how basically he noticed the purse when he was in there with Allison and basically shoved her out of the room.
He didn't sell him out.
Yeah, so he's like, "Oh, well, have fun at your beach party, LOL," and like got her out of there. And then he went in to be like, "By the way, I know." It's like that was I thought that was a good move on his part. And all the while letting Allison think that she's the smarter parent. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, but meanwhile, she's oblivious to what's actually happening.
But she flipped again. that scene too. She went back to being like very pretentious. Oh, I know what's best for our kids.
I think generally that's how she's going to be. Like the kitchen scene was to like let you know that like at the end of the day they have each other's backs.
But they
like
don't.
they do want her to be like his foil a little bit.
It took a lot of self-control to not expose his son just to be right against the wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I'd sell my son down the river.
It's gonna be tough. I mean, Ferg, your son's about the same age.
Say, Ferg, isn't
like,
your son the same age?
Yeah, he's 13.
would you let him have a girl over in his room with the door shut?
I don't think I have to worry about that one. He's met my son.
No.
No, I'm just kidding.
So,
No, his room's like he's in my old upstairs room, so definitely not.
well, even if the door's open, yeah, it'd be tough. From there, we get back downstairs, and you kind of see like everybody's like herding into the kitchen prior to all share that one pizza. And right before Vanessa could walk in, Gary stops her. He's like, "Hey, can I just talk to you for a second?" So they talk in the living room alone for a second. He's like, "Hey, I just want to talk to you." And then he just kind of does the reset, and he just like goes, "Hi, my name's Gary. I have an annoying ex-wife and 2 wonderful kids." And she goes, "Hi, Gary. I'm Vanessa. I'm a single mom and I have 2 tattoos." He goes, "You want to see where this thing goes?" She says, "Sure." He goes, "Wait a minute. 2 tattoos? Where's the other one?" And she goes, "Finish painting my condo and I'll show you." Didn't they have like
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Butthole.
photo? What I hate is it's almost the only correct answer. Where the
Yeah.
fuck could this tattoo be?
Could be on her scalp.
Right? She pulls off a wig and she's completely bald.
She's got like the Vader tattoo.
Bam Bam Bigelow's head flames.
Oh yeah, Bam Bam. That's who it was.
It was like one of those, like, I get the joke's cute, but like, it's a cute joke if we didn't already establish that they had sex multiple times the night before. You know, it's like, how do you, oh, you want to see where my tattoo is? It's like, I'm under the impression he's seen everything at this point.
Except for the butthole.
Might have seen the butthole.
He might not have.
Could have been dark.
Could have been missionary.
Not if it's all, I don't know how to safely navigate this conversation, but if they're having sex at the magnitude and multiple times, that would be a long time to maintain one single position the entire time. I don't want to get into too much, but that just seems a bit much.
Just speak for yourself. It's plenty of time.
Oh, the missionary king up here.
I was talking more length of service than
Gordo can't speak too loud about it. He has to choose his words wisely because his wife's gonna be in the background like
Yeah, you're not in a sitcom house with silent doors.
yeah. Yo, Pop Chop.
nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. The Minutemen were from Massachusetts. Saved the country.
Those Minutemen always licking pillows.
Slurp.
Ew. Well, anyways, that's the end of the episode.
Yeah, the abrupt ending.
Well, our version of it ended abruptly. I feel like maybe there was probably like at least a credits.
There might have been a little, but yeah, that is where it ended for us. I mean, this is one of those shows that, by the way, it's there's no streamer that has it for free. There's a few where you can pay for the episode.
Joe, get on that.
Yeah, so for Joe, it's $1.99. For anyone else, if you know how to navigate, you can find it. It's out there, but
Avast me hearties.
But if you want to do it like the right way, like you're not going to be able to watch it on Hulu or Paramount Plus or anything like that.
I think it's like it only feels like an abrupt ending though, because I enjoyed the show so much. I didn't have a clock watching problem.
But yeah, that was the whole episode. There's not a lot. I mean, this is one of those shows, even though it existed for 2 years, it just kind of seems like another like just blip in the grand scheme of television. It just kind of came and went.
I mean, it is.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of info on it. At the end of the day, the show existed and it didn't break any crazy numbers. So they got a couple seasons out of it and it just disappeared. Not uncommon. It's interesting to me, as we've talked about it. I think we've all been pretty open about enjoying the show and watching it. And this is just episode 1, right? There was 30-something episodes to really get a better grasp of this whole thing. The fact that it was like so poorly fan rated on things is definitely like a little bit of a head scratcher. So
Yeah, like you said, it must take a nosedive at some point for some reason. Because I notice, she leaves after the first season. Vanessa leaves after the first season. Ed Begley's the doctor leaves after the first season. So it sounds like the second season was a big turnoff.
Daughter got replaced after this episode. Someone else plays the daughter after the pilot.
Oh, that's why the IMDb is different.
Yeah, you got to go to the episode specific. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we'll talk about it. We're just about going to wrap it up now, anyways. But yeah, you really wonder. And this, to talk about this is why we do the show. I feel like that kind of gets lost sometimes. But the whole idea is like, hey, here's a show that's super popular. The first episode was kind of trash and left a bad first impression. Here's a show that, by most metrics, and now it could be, maybe it's just our humor lines up with this. Maybe we all watched all 2 seasons and love it, all of us. But as far as the ratings go, or the scores for this, by all metrics, we should assume we're not going to like it if we watch it through. But this episode, for us watching it before we even do the Green Light or Cancel, looks like something we all enjoyed. So, but that's kind of the reason we do this. Is is the first impression really indicative of what the show really is?
Yeah.
But with that in mind, not much else to talk about anyway, so might as well get into the Green Light or Cancel. So, Gordo, I'll start with you.
This is a pretty easy green light. I had some problems with the wife character, especially because she became so best friendy. I would like to see her more as an antagonist than as that best friend character. Because I think that they have a good chemistry riffing off of each other. And I don't want to see that turn into something you save like the feel good stuff after everything's been established, right? Like that's like a very special episode for like episode 11 or 12 where like someone's in the hospital or some shit. Not in episode 1. That's my only gripe, but I would watch a second episode. I did enjoy it. It flew by for me. Everybody had great chemistry. I would absolutely watch a second episode. Green light.
Berg.
Yeah, I'm with Gordo. Green light. Show flew by for me, and I wish there was a way I could watch the rest because I'm really curious, if this takes that deep of a nosedive. Had a great cast. Even the kid actors were good. I liked everyone except for the wife, but you're not supposed to like the wife, so she did a good job too. It brought out that emotion that I was really angry with her. And it's it wasn't bad writing like anger. It was oh, wow. Yeah, I don't have that much to say. I just really enjoyed this show. I enjoyed Jay Mohr. Yeah, perfect. Green light.
Nick.
Yeah, green light. It's everything wrong with this show is very superficial. It's not a big deal. It's just stuff that could be fixed. I'm really curious to see what happened to this show because the pilot is so good. It's just it's a really good basic sitcom. It's a basic synopsis. They don't try to reinvent the wheel, but they did it well. We've seen similar shows with similar stories just do it really, really poorly, and this one didn't. Jay Mohr, fantastic. The whole cast was really great. Even the kid actors, which we ad nauseum sometimes talk about how bad they can be. They are not in this one. Just a lot of fun. I hate that this is not available for free somewhere because I want to keep watching it. I might go out of my way to, do it the wrong way, but yeah, great show. Easy green light. It was fun to watch.
Yeah. So, again, I'm not doing anything far different than the rest of you guys. It's a green light for me also. Like I said, it was my pick, and it was only my pick because, like I said, I'm always just looking for shows, right? And I'm just trying to always just expand the list of things we can look back towards, and, I'll download episodes, and I've told them, I keep a bunch of them, kind of archived, just so we have them ready to go. And I saw this show, and it caught my eye just because I'm a fan of Jay Mohr. I was like, oh, that might be interesting. And I'll watch, the first few seconds of the video to make sure the video is right or whatever, or, it's the right episode. And it just instantly caught me. The second I clicked it just to see if the file was right, I was like, oh, I want to watch this. And basically made it my pick without having any knowledge of this show at all, just to give myself the excuse to watch it. So it hooked me right from the start, and I enjoyed it. Yeah, there's nitpicky things, like we said. There's some of the stuff with the relationship. that didn't quite make sense. And then some of the stuff with the wife, I wish was a little bit different too. For the most part, you know, for the couple minutes I didn't like, there was a lot of minutes I did like. I enjoyed it. Like you guys said, it went by pretty quick. So it's a green light for me as well. But regardless of Joe's score, it's still going to be at least a 4 out of 5. Might end up being a perfect score. You can go to S1E1 Pod on our Instagram, our X, all that. And we will have a graphic that will show his score as well. But it's a green light nonetheless. So congratulations to Gary Unmarried. You do get the green light from us. I want to thank all you guys for listening. Again, S1E1pod.com. That's where you can find all the socials, where to buy merch, where to listen to us, leave reviews, hit us up, let us know shows you want us to cover. We enjoy the interactions. We enjoy knowing how you came to find us, all that stuff. And again, the reviews and the ratings help us a lot with the algorithms and stuff. So, you know, the more people we can reach, the more motivated and easy it is for us to want to continue on. So we do appreciate it so much. But with all that being said, thank you again. We'll catch you again next week with another new episode. Thank you. Goodbye.
I think we got the best licked pillow.